name is Mosley, and today I'll be telling y'all my favorite cookie recipe. First, I'd like to show you my audience. I do have 5 members. The first being my mother, my Mimi, my papa, my father, and the last is the videographer, my fiance. Now, who doesn't love chocolate chip cookies? Whether you happen to prefer them crunchy, chewy, or slightly underbaked, they're pretty much a dessert that nobody can turn away. Ever since 1937, when Ruth Graves Wakefield of Whitman, Massachusetts first discovered this delectable yet so simple dessert, it has become infamous and recognized as our nation's favorite dessert. Now, during this time, I will share with y'all my favorite cookie recipe, but first I'd like to give a little bit of history. In 1937, Ruth Graves Wakefield, owner of Toll House Restaurant, was preparing her favorite cookie recipe at that time, a cookie called Butterdrop Dew. Now, this recipe called for a bar of baker's chocolate, of which she happened to have none. She decided to substitute a chopped bar of semi-sweet chocolate instead. Now, instead of the chocolate melting and spreading through the dough as she had suspected, she was surprised when she discovered that it had held its form, creating a sensation for all that tried her magnificent cookie, the cookie she called the Toll House Crunch Cookie. The cookie became nationally known when in 1939 Betty Crocker took it on her show, and after Ruth and Nestle reached an agreement, the cookie's recipe became even more accessible by printing the recipe on the back of the chocolate bar itself. From this point on, the cookie steadily grew in popularity until today when it is recognized as a common household treat. Now, all this information came from a website called What's Cooking America. Now, due to time constraints, I've actually already combined the actual recipe itself, but I will still walk through the recipe. The first thing to do when creating these cookies is to take out your butter. The butter will need to come to room temperature. The best way to check to see if the butter is ready is to just press it a little bit and see if it leaves an imprint. If it does, it means it's ready. Now, the first actual combination you do will be with the butter, the brown sugar, and the white sugar. You'll have 2 sticks of butter, 3/4 cup brown sugar, and 3/4 cup white sugar. You'll cream those together. While those are creaming, you can preheat your oven to 375 degrees and stir together your dry ingredients. You'll have 2 1/4 cup flour, 1 teaspoon baking soda, and 1 teaspoon salt. Now, once your butter and sugars have been creamed together, you'll add in 2 eggs, one at a time, until very, very well creamed together. After these have been very well creamed, you'll add in your dry ingredients very gradually. After those have been very well combined, but not overmixed, you'll add in 1 teaspoon of vanilla. At that time, you'll take the actual mixing bowl out of the stand, and you would put in your actual chocolate chips and pecans. You hand stir that together, and then take a cooking sheet with a non-stick top, and use a large spoon to dip out a very generous portion. You place 6 on each cookie sheet, place in the oven for about 14 minutes, bring it out, let them set on the actual cookie sheet for about 2 minutes, and then transfer them to a cooling rack. As a culinary major, of course food interests me. Food is something that brings us together, gives us a common topic to consider. Many memories are created around a dining room table or a picnic table, memories that create a sense of normality and comfort. When I think of comfort food, I think of chocolate chip cookies, and I think of my grandmother's kitchen. And this is why I chose to speak on this topic. Whenever in doubt of what dessert to make, always remember that chocolate chip cookies are always an option. Thank you.
Yeah.